What is known as the Alhambra Ballroom is the headquarters of New York for ISUPK.
What do you think the outcome would be with Sarah Seti and young Pharaoh? Do you think they got what it takes, or do you think they are in over their head on this debate going up against the Amon-Ra squad?
You mean young Pharaoh and Sarah Seti against the Amon-Ra squad?
Yes.
Well, it comes down at some point, and Sarnetta, you've been very helpful to this, right? It's come down to less charisma and more sources. People like entertainment, right? I agree that people do like entertainment. But the question is, how much facts do you have to support what you said? Now the problem is they have no facts except for Walter Williams, who's not a real scholar when it comes to language, right?
Right.
That is their only major support for what they're saying. Now, there's a little bit difference. Sarah Seti says that basically we don't know how the Mdu Neter sounds.
Right.
Sarah Seti could be right on that. But that does not mean that we don't know what it means.
Let me ask this brother here, Captain Tazaryach. This is a bad brother. I was rolling by today, and I don't know if you saw me. He was on the mic. What did I tell you, Baba, when I came by?
Said the captain down there going in.
I said, Captain, tearing that shit up right now, bro. So I want to ask you, as far as the Mdu Neter, what is your take on that? As far as you saying, you hear people saying that the Mdu Neter has never been deciphered. What do you get out of that? Because if it's true, then that means, how can you speak Hebrew? Because we know the Hebrew is part of Mdu Neter, and all these languages are related somewhat. So if the Mdu Neter,
Don't shake your head.
so if the Mdu Neter,
I'll put it in slow motion.
hold on, brother. So if the Mdu Neter has never been deciphered, then that means everything is wrong.
Well, I don't know if I would say. Oh, okay, no sweat. I don't know if I would say everything would be wrong if the Mdu Neter hasn't been translated, because I'm not one to believe that that was the only language amongst people at that time. I'm more so of every nation or culture that existed had a language. Now, what was more established or what was first will always be an argument among historians. It's just not an argument for me. As far as the Mdu Neter being properly translated, it's kind of new of me hearing that has never been translated, because I'm used to hearing like the Rosetta Stone being a blueprint for translating it and stuff like that. So that's kind of new for me hearing that it's not translated. I can't say I'm fully interested in that because that's not really my avenue, so to speak. But it is good that y'all finally addressing something amongst yourselves instead of worried about what we doing. So that, from that perspective, it's good. But what I will say is what you said. If the Mdu Neter has never been translated, it's not dangerous for us. It's more dangerous for y'all.
No.
Hear my point. Hear my point. Because I've seen Reggie. I see Infidizia. I just seen him today. I seen the Amon-Ra squad. I see these brothers use the Mdu Neter, the translations of it, and use it to say what the different scrolls mean and stuff like that. So if the Mdu Neter wasn't translated, then that would mean whatever y'all are reading is not accurate. Before you even get to a Hebrew language, you would have to first start with whatever y'all are reading is not accurate. Now, whether that can be proven or not, I haven't studied either one. Only thing I know that I've never heard that it wasn't translated before. That's new.
I think you're missing the point. For you to say, right.
What you're trying to say is, your stance is that our Hebrew comes from Mdu Neter. That's what your stance is, right?
Yeah, some of it comes out of there.
Right. My stance is that all cultures, whether Nubians, Kemet, Assyrians, whoever it was, had a collective form of symbols, languages, and stuff like that they would have. Like Hebrews would have the delath for the door, would have the hook for the hand. Like they would have these things, different symbols would have meaning. So it's not like the Kemites were the only one that knew how to draw symbols. Now, were they one of the ones that profounded it, meaning like made it great amongst their civilization? That's argumentative, but you can make an argument that it is. But that don't mean that this culture over here, this land over here, this was not having no language or sound or anything until the Kemites came and gave it to them. You can't say that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the conversation just got wider because the captain argued.
Not really.
It got wider.
Language is not
Wider is not a. Wider
No,
is
I know
not
what you
a bad
mean.
word.
No, I know what you mean.
Okay, so there's two things going on. Well, I could give you a source for the side that Canaanite language and the Mdu Neter are very closely linked, and one is a parent and the other one is a child. I'm talking about Canaanite language, which is Phoenician, pro-Canaanite, because there's an important exhibit called Pharaohs in Canaan. In Pharaohs in Canaan, this exhibition that was in Israel, by the way, not having anything to do because you don't care what they do in Israel, but the white Israelite scholars had an exhibition, right? And that exhibition dealt with some artifacts, and they show the Canaanite Kemetic Rosetta Stone.
The similarities.
They have a stone that basically has Kemet on the bottom or Canaanite on the top. So there you could see the comparisons between the symbols making sound on both parts.
Right.
And we know that the Phoenician derived itself from hieratic.
Right.
So we don't have me and you don't have an argument today. My biggest argument, not today. Today is the big Hebrew day. They got a summit going on.
I'm gonna get you something. Can I just say something first? What I came down here initially for, my main reason for coming down here is since I've been in the truth, since we've been in Times Square since 2010, for me anyway. And since that time, we've been trying to get a building of our own to hold classes every day. We've had different locations, we had different opportunities to purchase them, but now we do have a building of our own where where we can hold classes Monday through Friday. It's right on 2116 Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard. What is known as the Alhambra Ballroom is the headquarters of New York for ISUPK. Starting this Monday, we will have classes Monday through Friday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So any black, Hispanic, and let me tell y'all something, man. That is one of the most, like I can't, the last time I can't remember when I've actually been this excited about anything. And what I mean by that is we always want our own place. We was only able to have at one point classes just once a week. Now we can have classes 5 days a week. So on Monday we could do history, Tuesday we could do brotherhood, Wednesday we could do the law, Thursday we could do scripture breakdown, Friday we could do Hebrew class, and we could really feed this nation and give it what it wants. So I want to big up Commander Jenny Hanna for locking that spot down. So that's the official building of ISUPK in Harlem, New York. Make sure you put that up for me, please.
Yo, big up and shout out to General Yohana. Powerful move that's making moves. I want to introduce another brother who was out here tearing it up yesterday. My brother Guerilla Hebrew. And I think Guerilla Hebrew have more information when it comes to the Mdu Neter. Even though he's a Hebrew, this brother be studying everything, just like Capt Tazaryach. So what is your take on the Mdu Neter when you hear people say the Mdu Neter has never been deciphered? What is your take on that?
I mean, to one degree or another, it would have to have been deciphered. I spoke with Uncle Keck, real black atheists, you know what I'm saying, after y'all had that debate on the live stream the other day. And he and I have talked about the linguistic similarities. If you go into the scriptures, what does it tell us? After Babel, all the languages were changed, or not necessarily changed, but everybody went and got their own unique language, but it all comes from one origin. So if we understand that from the Bible, that all the language comes from one origin, we understand that we can compare these languages and begin to understand. Did he just said the same thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to get out of something.
Okay.
I told him.
I
told you the root of it.
was Mdu Neter.
This is what I said. I said, if the Mdu Neter has never been deciphered, then that means why are we speaking Hebrew? Because it falls. It's like a shit rolls downhill, so to speak.
See, but when you say
You
that,
know?
hold on. But when he's saying that, the reason why I disagree is because his premise is that the Mdu Neter is the parent of all the other languages. He's not saying that.
All right, let's hear
He's
what
not.
he said.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be the parent. Here's the thing, right? And here's how we know the Mdu Neter is not the parent. When you take a look at how complicated of a system it is versus the Hebrew system, that's a very concrete system. It's less complicated. It would make more sense for that to be the prime or the primitive origin of more languages, and that more complicated languages evolved from there. You understand what I'm saying? You want to go in?
All right.
All right, come on, get in the middle.
Go ahead, man.
The people of the Nile Valley, first of all, foremost, were the complicated people. They were the pyramid builders, right? Right? They were the pyramid builders, right? They took information just like any superpower would
I'm not
be.
even saying plagiarist from the sense of taking from other people. Plagiarist meaning the stories that you've told in history aren't as accurate as.
All right, well let's get to that, because that's we did right.
Real quick. I want to show the people something out there, the viewers out there. No, hold on. Hold on. I want to show the viewers out there something. See, we talk a lot of shit about our Hebrew brothers, but look at this right now. Look at Capt Tazaryach. Without even saying nothing. Look at how my brother's on post while his captain is speaking. Look at my man right here. And look at this brother right here. Look at how disciplined these brothers are without saying nothing. See, we got to get our shit together, Dr. Reggie. We got to get it together, man. I shouldn't be out here by myself just standing here like that. All y'all brothers talk that love me, but Reggie, whenever Reggie here, he always on security. But where my family at? That's what I'm saying, man. I put my fucking life on the line all the time. But regardless, I'm trying to show the discipline of my brothers right here. You see, without the gorilla even saying nothing, homeboy automatically took his post. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Capt Tazaryach took his post. We gotta get like that. Reggie, I'm putting you top of the head of security. Get that shit together, brother. Get it together.
We gonna call Sankofa. Put Sankofa on the line.
Wait. And where did Sankofa learn from? There we go. You see what I'm saying?
Where did he learn from?
He learned from the original ISUBK, right? He learned ISUBK, right? Okay.
And he was in Ansar Allah too, and right. He was in a lot of things. He's a black man. Right.
Everybody need to run out of that bullshit.
So here we go. So look, this is an important conversation, but the literature, the narrative says that the people that Abraham came into Kemet, and then also after that, right? Joseph came into Kemet, and Joseph sojourned into Kemet, and Joseph married the daughter of Potipharah, which is Asenath. That's the history, and then things were, and the people of Hebrew, the Hebrew people that we're calling them, those groups of people, they multiplied in that area called Pi-Ramesses, right, that we know of, right? And so, but what we do know is that prior to that, the only two languages that were available was cuneiform and ancient Egypt. There was no Proto-Canaanite at that moment. Proto-Canaanite came much, much later. Now, it doesn't mean that you weren't speaking a language. It just simply means that you weren't writing a language, right? And that is a problem, because now all we have to do is we just have to look at the evidence. But one thing that we can agree on is that, one of the things we can agree on is that the Bible in its different formulations told something about the ancient world. So we can say there was some conversation. Whether it was all true or not, that's up to scholars to figure out. Like we're having discussions on the Exodus, right? When exactly it happened. And we're having other kind of smaller discussions about other things. But we can talk all day on the Mdu Neter, right? But I got two powerful Hebrews here, right? Two powerful Hebrews from two different camps. And that's a problem. Different camps. Right? Different camps. And y'all figure it out. Both of y'all have a plan. But Baba, can we get to power? Can we have a conversation now about power?